monster! We all go a little mad sometimes.
You won, and I died!
I feel a woozy. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Stop the prime time, bitch!
Come and get it! So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye.
Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this party started. So, welcome back to Sledgehammer Horror, guys. I am Ken Sledge.
And I'm Ashley Sledge.
And let's talk horror. So, thank you guys all for coming out. We didn't stream last week. We were away on vacation. I don't know if you could tell. We got a little sun while we were out. So, before we catch up on the chat, we want to say thank you to all our members. So, we wanted to give a quick shout out to all the members of Sledgehammer Horror. You guys mean the world to us. So, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so we have Hearless Kate Seeley,
We have Joanna Rankins,
Wally Gade,
Robert Marshall,
Good Real Hunting,
Disco Lover,
Cody Greenlee,
Suns and Shadows,
Carbonite Dreams,
Big Rod,
JDev TV,
J-Dev, Lil Boozy Burt,
Paul Draws,
Brandon Glenn,
Charles Allen,
Leslie Roller,
My Chunky Jordy,
Bronson Wright Wolf,
Utaka Tamanaha,
Opinionated Lushes,
Daniel Schmitz,
Troy the Cream McClure,
Andy Be Damned,
Sean Sheridan,
That Horror Couple,
Hunting for Entertainment,
Mika.
and Gaz 1985.
Thank you
you guys so much. If you want to become a member, it really does help Sledgehammer Horror more than you know. It's 99 cents a month, $2.99 a month, or $4.99 a month. You choose the tier, and it directly benefits Sledgehammer Horror. And with all the cons and stuff we're doing, it really means a lot. So every single one of our members, thank you. We love you. And we couldn't do a lot of this without you, because all the equipment, everything is because of you. So now let's catch up on the chat really quick.
Yeah, we missed you all.
So much.
We did have a good vacation, though.
Ashton, I'm excited that you're here. Matt, top two are the First Omen and Immaculate. Bottom two are Tarot and In a Violent Nature. We will talk about all four of those.
Mm-hmm.
And we're excited to have you here, Matt.
Nice to see you.
Hey, I'm glad we didn't.
Read you. Nice to read you.
Alien, Romulus, Longlegs, Nosferatu. I would say Trap is up there for me too.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Trap. Nathan, what's up, my man?
Hey, Nathan.
How you doing, brother? Hey, Raymond.
Hey, Raymond.
Good idea for a video. My favorite has been the First Omen.
I like the First Omen too. Thanks, Charles, for being.
Yeah, absolutely. Hope you had a good 4th. Love the videos. Yes. So members, we did do some videos of us doing fireworks and me working on some jet skis and our little family vacation in Kentucky. So become a member. Check those out. And we do special videos where you get to see all our top 10 videos first before anybody else. You get to hear love songs that I write about Ashley that I don't put out there for anybody else. So hear me play the guitar, sing terribly about how much I love my wife. So there's our first donation, guys. So you know what that means.
Thanks, Charles.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Thanks,
we appreciate
Charles.
you, buddy. Unfortunately, Maxine is near the lower end for me. We are going to talk about Maxine, and when we get there, I am going to say, spoiler alert. I don't say we're going to spoil anything about the film because it's so fresh, but
yeah,
I am going to talk about the third act. Not what happens in it, but yeah, we'll get there. Bonjour, Dice. Hello, Jeannie, I believe it was Jeannie. Hello,
Jeannie.
nice to see you. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? How are you both doing today? I saw the new Bad Boys. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
J-Dev, I got to tell you something, man. And this is true. Completely true story, J-Dev. We were driving during vacation, and we were working on some top 10 videos. And one of the top 10 videos that we're doing coming up here very soon is the top 10 best horror movie sequels. And when we say best horror movie sequels, it has to be a part 2.
Part 2.
Not any, a part 5, nothing in a franchise, just a part 2. And we were listing them, like Orphan First Kill and stuff like that. I said, what about J-Dev? And she wrote down Scream 2 right away. So, you're always in our thoughts, man. I promise.
Especially when Scream 2 comes
yes.
out. Hey,
what's up, Ryan? So, and that's a true story. I was like, what about J-Dev? And she was like, oh, yeah. And she wrote that down. And then we started numbering them. And we just both started laughing about it just because that's how much and that you mean that much to us, my friend.
Absolutely.
What's up, Adrian? How you doing?
Hey, Adrian.
Speaking of T. Parker, what's up?
Hey, T. Parker.
Next week, T. Parker and our friend Cody Leach will be joining us live, and we'll be ranking every Ghostface team from Scream 1 through 6. Now, I know what you're thinking.
Wait, we're doing teams or just like personal?
Like
if there's a...
the duo counts as one.
As one? Okay.
So I know what you're thinking. Like, what about Roman in Scream 3? That's not a team. That's just Roman. What about Scream 6? You have the Ghostfaces at the beginning and the Ghostfaces at the end. They all count. We're counting the first two as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So come next week. T. Parker's going to be there. Cody Leach is going to be there. We're going to have a great time. We're very excited about it. Abigail and the Strangers are my favorite so far.
Nice.
Very good choices. Scream 2, baby. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Thank you. Ken and Ashley, I hope you had a great 4th of July also. We did. We got to go out on some jet skis. We got to...
Ken flipped us over.
I flipped us on the jet ski. She wasn't very happy.
I panicked. I couldn't see the bottom. We were like a mile from shore.
Which is funny because I flipped us, and I'm laughing when I come up and I hear her and she's crying.
Well,
and so I got really scared.
I didn't even remember crying. I know that I was making some sort of noise because I was trying to hold on so tightly. And that's kind of what flipped us because I wasn't letting go. And when we went in, the jet ski was completely flipped over, and I freaked out because I can't see the bottom, and that scares me when I can't see the bottom of the lake.
Once I seen her crying, I started to freak
out.
I
don't even remember crying. I just know that I was like...
my heart sank. I was like, I hurt my wife.
Oh, I
thought she was hurt.
I wasn't hurt. I was just scared.
Right. But we had a great time.
Yeah.
Went to Kentucky. Kind of scoped out what's coming up for GhoulieCon. Hopefully we'll see some of you guys out there at GhoulieCon. Very excited about that as well.
Yeah.
Haven't seen many horror movies this year, so my list is the lower half, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We don't have as many as I thought we were gonna. We got one page worth. So hey, what's up, Spider John?
Hey, Spider
John.
The
man himself. I see, and you guys know me. I don't like water. I love being out on the jet skis.
Oh,
I love it.
It scared me when I can't see the bottom and I can't touch the bottom and I don't know what's swimming underneath me. Like I don't know.
See, for me, it's just
I freaked out. I guess I cried. I didn't even remember crying. I was just panicking.
Especially when it comes to small engine type stuff. Like, I got to go work on the jet skis and get them all up to tip shape and then go out and just crank them. Like, oh, it was so much fun.
I guess I'm not the speed demon.
Yeah.
My girls are, however.
Oh, yeah. The girls loved it too. Didn't flip them, but looking forward to next week. That's why we wanted you on for this one, T. Parker. We know how much Scream means to you, and you know how much you mean to us. So we thought, what better way to have T. Parker on the first stream with Sledgehammer Horror than to have it be about Scream. So We're very excited to have you and Cody together. So we just want to remind everybody, if you haven't already, and if you are available, become a member of Sledgehammer Horror now. You can do that by clicking the link down in the description. It's 99 cents a month, and it really helps to build the channel. Especially, like I said, we are never out here begging for money. That's never who we are because we do this as a passion. But with all the cons we got coming up, we got one coming up in Jersey, one coming up in Kentucky, one coming up in Chicago that we just found out I can't talk much about that one yet, but we are going to be on a panel in Chicago at a con. As soon as I can release the information, I will. So all your help really means the world. So let's get right into our list. And we're going to start right in January where we started. So you want to talk about the first one?
Yeah. So this year I was hoping we got January horror. Hopefully we are getting a good movie because usually January horror is poo-poo, and this January didn't do much for us. So we went and seen Night Swim, and
we both gave this a 2 out of 5.
Oh, I was like, wait, I didn't give that a 5. I was confused by your numbering.
Yeah,
we both
each gave that a 2 out of 5.
A 2 out of 5.
The idea was there.
It was, but it's like I've seen this movie 1,000 times over, and I've seen it done better.
Yeah.
So the whole the water part of it, like I said, that stuff freaks me out. Being underwater, getting pulled underwater, not being able to breathe, that stuff scares me. And I thought, wow, that's a really good concept, and this is gonna make me feel anxious, and it just wasn't there. They just didn't.
They didn't stick the landing.
They didn't pull through with this one.
And especially for me, all the baseball stuff that came along with this movie.
Yeah, I guess the family aspect of it, and the dad was a baseball player, and that all was fine, but just the reasonings why
I wish we could have gotten more, especially with the other family.
Yeah, it could have been something better.
Yeah, I will say I feel like this year the horror has progressively gotten better as the year has gone.
There's a few sprinkled in there that were ugh, but yeah.
Hey, DeRay.
Hey.
How you doing?
How are you?
Obsession with baseball, not something involving swimming. See, and my thing is like, as somebody that is, I got a LK line jersey right there. I have a Detroit Tigers tattoo. Yeah, I'm somebody that's obsessed with baseball. I never miss a game. So for me, like, hearing that it had like a lot of baseball to it, I was like, oh, sick, dope. This is gonna be super cool. And it just fell flat. The whole movie fell flat. And that was the only movie we seen in January. Night Swim was terrible, but it was a cool concept. Thank you. Someone from Scream will have a cameo and Smile too. Ooh,
Nice.
You got that juice right there. Tarot, 0.5 out of 5. We got a couple of those.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into February. Actually,
February was a fantastic month, and we went and seen Lisa Frankenstein. Is this February too?
Yep.
So Lisa Frankenstein, I gave a 4 out of 5. I absolutely loved it. Actually, kind of grew a little bit of an obsession with it. And Catherine Newton, like, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Loved Lisa Frankenstein.
I gave that
Frankenstein.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. It's not really my type of movie, but I was really.
You were entertained the entire.
I was. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was entertained throughout the movie. I was laughing. I was, getting upset at certain points. I thought that the ending when Zelda Williams, when she paid homage to her dad with the suspenders, I thought that was absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who's a huge Robin Williams fan, to see that was amazing. So I really did like that. And the movie was, really, really just fun. Like, it was just a fun movie.
Really fun.
So, we gave that one she gave it a 4 out of 5. I gave it a
4.
3.5 out of 5. And then we have Lovely, Dark, and Deep.
Yes.
And this movie kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people. With Lovely, Dark, and Deep, I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5, and that was all on the end. It was it had Georgina Campbell in it. I thought she was amazing in the film.
She's absolutely one of the positives of this film for me. I thought she did really well. I love that she's making her way in horror.
Mm-hmm.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
The ending for me took it down.
The ending was dark. They tried to make it dark.
It was dark, but it was dark in a way that didn't make sense to Georgina Campbell's character.
Yes.
Her character, I feel like, just went, you're going, what? Why would she do that?
Right.
It's completely different than her whole character throughout the whole rest of the movie. So I don't mind a dark ending. In fact, I love a dark ending.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I love a bleak ending because real life isn't just all sunshine and rainbows all the time. But with this one, it just didn't work because it was unreasonable with the rest of the film. And I see that, Ray. Yes. I would agree with that. I think Akila, if she would have wrote it, would have been better.
Yeah.
And yes, we wanted to say ranking, but we decided just to go in order by month. I think at our end of the year one, we're going to rank them from least favorite to favorite. We wanted to save that for the end of the year. So for this one, we're just going by months and what we thought of each movie by month.
Yeah.
But I promise you at the end of the year, for our end of the year December video, we will do every single movie from least favorite to favorite. You have our words. We just thought that it would be kind of boring to do that now. And then you guys come back again and be like, oh, we already know the order of them.
Right.
So let's just go by month this time. And then that time we'll go by order like that. I haven't seen many horror movies, but Abigail's my favorite. And I'm seeing Maxine this week. I'll let you know, Nicholas, before we talk about Maxine, because I got some things to say. 3 out of 5. Lisa Frankenstein's a 4. 4 out of 5. Has a slasher film later this year called Psycho Killer. Can't wait. If Georgina Campbell's in it, I'm in.
Georgina Campbell is amazing. I can't talk today.
So that's all we've seen in February.
Yeah.
Now we got March. Starting off with Imaginary. I give Imaginary a 2.5 out of 5. And I know that nobody else liked this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the family and like the dad, especially the biological father, that we don't know a lot about. When you see him in the hospital and you get all those things and what he did to save his daughter, I think that alone propelled it up a skull for me, or a star, or whatever you want to say. That I thought, and again, the movie's not great. It wasn't. It was not a great movie. I have no desire to ever rewatch it.
Yeah.
But the stuff with the dad and what he was willing to give up and sacrifice for his daughter meant a lot to me on a personal level. So I think a lot of these, you're going to look at how you feel about certain things and how you
Mhm.
look at certain things. And that's how I looked at this film. That's how I felt about that character and what he was willing to give up for his daughter. I would do the same thing. So for me, I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 on Imaginary.
I gave it a 2 out of 5. It, I don't know. It's like, this is another one that you've seen a
Yeah.
possession type thing a million times over. Um, it was just okay. Like, nothing really stood out to me. I thought the imaginary world was really cool looking, but other than that, like, it was just okay.
Yeah, it was just, and that's when you have a movie like this, it's just okay. It is a bummer, but I was just really happy that I was able to feel something watching this movie. It made me feel something at least. Next, we're going to do Late Night with the Devil, which we both gave a 4 out of 5.
We did, yes.
And this is one of the few movies this year, as I'm looking over the list, that we watched more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I can see 2. I think that 3 that we've watched more than once. 3 of them.
Yeah.
And again, Late Night with the Devil. I love David Desmalchian. Every time he's in a movie, he always has the smaller roles, but I feel like he always steals the scenes. Even when he has a little character in a movie, like you look at Prisoners. I thought Desmalchian stole the show in Prisoners. The Boogeyman from last year, the Stephen King adaptation, his character, even though he wasn't in it for long, you were mesmerized by his character. And to see him finally have a lead role, and he played that talk show host so well.
Mm-hmm.
I get the AI stuff. I do. I get it. But for me, I'm not going to shit on the whole movie and every single person that worked so hard on the movie because of that. So
yeah.
For me, I'm going to say I gave Late Night with the Devil a 4 out of 5. And so did you. You want to talk about why you liked it so much?
It was scary. I loved how when they were like not live, everything was like black and white
to show like the behind the scenes.
Yeah, it was like the behind the scenes of what really is going on. I liked how the trauma type area, like with his wife and all that. I liked all that. So
and how I like how the little girl kept looking at the camera.
Yeah.
Like, is this where you want me to look?
Yeah.
Like that made it so much creepier.
And she was really good.
Yeah, she was great. And then we have Cheryl. Now, Cheryl's another movie. We got to see this at Horror Hound. When this is available publicly, I can't wait for you guys to check out this movie. It is American Psycho meets Barbie.
Pretty much.
And it's a blast. It is fun. We each gave this a 3.5 out of 5. It does have its flaws, obviously. Yeah. Low budget film, but it's so much fun. Like you're actively rooting for Cheryl throughout the movie, even though you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
You really shouldn't be, but you are, and
well, because of what she goes through and how she sees herself. And I feel like, women go through this all the time. They're supposed to look a certain way, and if they don't, they feel like they're not good enough.
Right. So, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And it really plays on that. Like I said, there's a lot of real life ironic comedy throughout the movie too. And I feel like it landed really, really well. So we just did an interview of my first horror movie with the director and the lead from it. So go and check that out. And as soon as, like I said, we have any type of streaming release, because they're going through the festival circuit, we will be able to share that with you guys. We can't talk too much about this movie because, like I said, it is in the festival circuit and NDAs and stuff. We can't spoil really anything about this movie. But yeah, it's fun. And we all got to go in. And when we went in for the screening, we all got these bunny masks. It was so dope. We were there with Ashes to Ashes and Mike, and it was just such a good time. We had such a great time. Now a movie, I feel like, while this isn't my least favorite of the year, this is my biggest letdown of the year, and that's Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I gave it a 2 out of 5. And like I said, this isn't my least favorite of the year, but it has been my most disappointing. I had very high expectations for this movie. Coming off of Ghostbusters Afterlife, and again, we talk about how a movie make you feel something. Ghostbusters Afterlife made us both, her especially more than me, feel something. And
I ugly girl cried.
And then you get to Frozen Empire, and it was just blah. Like there's very little I remember from that movie, except for like the Easter eggs from Ghostbusters. Like there's it was so and that's not Ghostbusters to me. Ghostbusters to me, even the bad ones, I was always like, yes, awesome, cool. With this, no. What are we doing? This is boring. This is Finn Wolfhard did nothing throughout the movie. He was just like a bleh. It just, yeah, nothing memorable about Frozen Empire to me.
I gave it a 3 out of 5. Where I guess I liked it a little more than you did. There was a lot going on. I felt like you were being told all these different stories, and it's kind of hard to keep up a little bit, and you had different characters thrown in. And so that part, like, maybe if they would have like
Condensed it.
yeah, condensed all that, and like, or even made it like 2 separate movies, it maybe would have people would have liked it better. But I thought the final boss was really cool looking, like, it was creepy, and it was dark. Yeah.
And I agree with all that.
It had his comedy. There was parts that made me laugh. It wasn't that bad.
I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
March, Imaginary, pretty generic, 2 out of 5. Immaculate, Sydney Sweeney's being more horror, 3.5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Imaginary. I give it 4 out of 5. I liked Night Swim enough too. Gave it a 3 out of 5. Thanks for the warning. Of course, we just saw it last night. We're not going to spoil. Or 2 nights ago, last night.
Yeah,
it was last night. Whew. Our review will be out tomorrow. I thought the little possessed girl was creepier before. So did I. Like how she was doing, like, looking at the camera and stuff. Like, I thought that was, God, good call. Imaginary is my least favorite of 2024 so far. Had higher expectations of it and didn't deliver at all. I could see that. We'll talk. I think everybody knows my least favorite of the year, but underwhelming for me, given the hype, 2.5 out of 5. That's fair. I love Late Night with the Devil. It's my favorite of the year so far. I watched it for a second time last week.
Nice.
I've heard people should watch Ghost Watch, and I need to check this movie out. I have not seen it yet. Sting has been my favorite so far. We just finished that movie a little bit ago.
We did.
And I'm very excited to talk about it.
Yeah, me too. I actually am surprised that I liked it.
Yeah. What I missed so far, I got 2 other films that I only got 2 films that I watched for in 2024. We'll kind of recap them at the end for people that came in a little late, Paul. I agree. Please do that. I was really hoping, we're looking forward to Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. I agree with you. Totally agree with you. Immaculate and Arcadian. We haven't seen Arcadian yet either, and I really want to. I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Hey, what's up, Frank?
Hey, Frank.
One of the biggest surprises is stop motion. We'll be talking about that here in a little bit.
Yep.
Ghost Watch is a must. Okay, we got to watch this.
Yeah.
Frank is doing a stream tonight. Make sure you go over to Frank's Media and Reviews after you leave here, because he's celebrating 800 subscribers, I want to say, or 1,000.
Nice.
You know, a milestone. So make sure you go over there and check it out with him. Frank, if you would, put your link in the chat. When you're done here, guys, go over there, support him. We'll be over there too. So another movie that we've seen in March. Wow, we've seen more in March than any other month.
Did.
Is You'll Never Find Me. I gave this a 2.5 out of 5. Ashley gave it a 2 out of 5.
Yeah. This was a very, like, slow burn. And I felt like if you have a slow burn, you want, like, this amazing payoff. And I felt like I didn't get that from this movie. Just like what was happening. I don't want to spoil it because probably not a lot of people have seen it yet. And
the third act, it falls apart.
It does.
You can poke holes throughout the whole movie once the third act. The only reason I gave this a 2.5, I gave it a 2.5, right?
Yeah.
The only reason is the acting.
But it's just like monologue after monologue, and they keep going back and forth, which they
Great
do.
monologue.
Yeah, like it keeps you in. You know, you are like into it, what they're saying to each other, and you're like trying to figure out what's really going on. And then, like Ken said, the third act, it wasn't the payoff that I thought we were gonna get.
It definitely was not the payoff we were hoping for. But now we're going to go into April and stop motion. I gave this a 3 out of 5. The stop motion scenes alone are worth watching. Mm-hmm. Another film for me that really falls apart. A big part of this year, a lot of these films fell apart in the third act for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, it is what it is, I guess. But my biggest problem with the movies we've seen this year were the third act, and stop motion was no different. again, the stop motion scenes are absolutely fantastic. They were wonderfully done.
Mm-hmm.
The acting was fine, but the third act was just like, come on, really?
Yeah.
So
I gave it a 2.5 out of 5 because again, the third act, it's like you said, the stop motion part of it was amazing, and I loved watching it, and I loved seeing like how tedious it really is and how much work they really do put into making a stop motion picture. I think all that was really fantastic. But I had a lot of questions.
yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, you need to be spoon fed. You need to, you can't.
No, but you still got to
have your own imagination. You can't figure out what happened. It's not even like that.
You
like,
still got to be intelligible.
Yeah. Like I still have a lot of questions about things that I feel like I don't know. I guess I could make up something in my head, but I need a little more information.
Right. Now we're going to go to the movie that I think I've given the lowest score of anybody that I know, and that is The First Omen. I gave this a 2 out of 5, and I think what it is this is my favorite genre of movie.
Which I was surprised because I actually gave it a higher score than him because this isn't really my genre.
So I think that because I know a lot of my friends too that aren't really into this subgenre of horror loved this film. Then I get like the birth scene was crazy.
Yes,
that took me by surprise, and
I almost wanted to cover my 6-year-old eyes.
Yeah, a lot of this I've seen before, like, and that's how I feel about this movie. Like I've seen this before, and the performances were good. It didn't, and it's hard for me to get into a prequel anyway. I know that she's going to give birth to the baby. I know its name is going to be Damien. It's hard for me to get into a prequel anyway. But the performances were great. The birthing scene alone, like our theater, like the shock that went through that theater.
I was like, holy.
Yeah, whoa, that was crazy. So, I gave The First Omen a 2 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed this movie. I was entertained the entire time. I thought there was creepy moments. Like you said, the birthing scene, and even at the end when that he's gonna come and say what he says or whatever, what the baby's name is and all that. But I still I thought that was awesome. Like I liked how they went about it, and yeah, I liked it.
Next is Baghead, which I gave a 3 out of 5. Again, I really did like the idea of this movie. The execution, not so much. There's certain scenes, like there's one scene that always sticks in my head from this movie where they used a green screen when she's running.
Yeah.
And it looks so bad. Like it just didn't look good.
Yeah.
And
certain reasons why certain people bring back, their loved
the
ones.
twist in this movie was the stupidest twist I think I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of the dumbest twists I've ever seen.
Absolutely a letdown.
I was just like, what? Is this really what we're doing here? Is this like what? So, yeah. Again, Baghead, I gave it 3 out of 5.
I gave it a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
The certain person, like I said, I don't want to spoil this, but the certain person that they bring into it, I feel like brings it down. Like I didn't like his character, and I didn't like the reason he
was doing what he was doing.
Yeah,
it made no sense. It was stupid. Next we have The First Omen Part 2, Immaculate.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate these movies came out around the same time. I gave Immaculate a 3 out of 5. I thought the performances were great, and I thought the ending was absolutely phenomenal. Mm-hmm. One of the movies this year where we got to the end and I was like, oh, and obviously we're not going to talk about it because it's still fresh, but I just remember just being like, wow, they really went there with this movie. I mean, I love the idea of, how do I say this? So, the way that, obviously if you've seen the trailer, it's Immaculate Conception. She's pregnant. She's never smashed, but the way that they get the DNA is off one of the nails from the cross that Jesus was nailed to. I don't say Jesus like he doesn't exist. I'm saying Jesus like, how do you know for sure that's the DNA you're getting off this nail? Come on, like that's again far-fetched, but that idea of birthing a remake of Jesus Christ by using his DNA, by the blood that was on the nail that he was nailed to the coffin with, Pretty good idea. Yeah. But what if it wasn't the right nail?
Yeah.
What happens then? So, yeah. And again, the ideas were good. Just it coming out around the same time as the First Omen. If I had to choose between the two, I'm probably going to go Immaculate just on the ending alone.
Immaculate a
The higher
higher
score.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, prequels to me are just hard to get into. Like they really are. So that was the First Omen's whole thing. I know it's going to happen at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I know it's not about the destination; it's about the journey. But sometimes it's hard for me to get out of that when I'm watching a movie.
I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, we've split that one together.
Yeah. I thought that there was a lot of like gory scenes, and I was really into that. But yeah, it's just another possession type movie, Antichrist type thing.
Nothing special.
Nothing that
except
great.
for Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, she is amazing.
Was great.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we get to the chat, our last movie from April, which is probably both our favorites from this year so far. Sammy, those are fucking onions. Abigail.
I absolutely loved Abigail. I had so much fun with it. Again, Catherine Newton, like I have a girl crush on her.
This was the only movie this year we saw in cinema twice.
We did, yeah.
We went and seen it, and then we took our daughters to go and see it.
Yeah, so it's fun. I love the vampires. I love the ballerina vampire.
The CGI is so over the top that it works perfect.
Yeah, but it makes it. This is the type of movie that it's okay if you do that. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie a lot.
Yeah, me too. It's a movie that, like I said, our daughters enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really, really a movie that we all loved in our family.
Absolutely.
So we'll catch up on the chat real quick. Arcadian is going to be on Shudder on Friday.
Oh,
yes.
Nice.
Can't wait to see it. I enjoy Frozen Empire for what it is, but it is nowhere near as good as Afterlife.
Yeah.
There it is.
Nice. Good job.
1.2.
Now 1.2, yeah.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Frank.
We just had Frank on My First Horror Movie last week. Go and check him out if you didn't watch that episode. Go subscribe to his channel and be at his live tonight. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a great time. I liked You'll Never Find Me. I gave it a 3. Hey, what's up, Sun and Shadows?
Hey.
For all our members that are coming in late, we did give you guys a big thank you at the beginning for being a member. Thank you. We appreciate you guys so much.
We do.
I thought stop motion was okay. Found it a bit boring. Gave it 3 out of 5. Probably won't watch it again.
Yeah.
April, The First Omen has images I can't unsee. 5 out of 5.
For real.
Abigail, very fun, but radio silence needs to leave their comfort zone. It's becoming repetitive. 3.5 out of 5, which that's a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's up, Lil Boozy?
Hey.
Speaking of, like I said, we said thank you. We appreciate you so much. Low Life. Gosh, everybody keeps telling us to watch this, and we still haven't seen it yet. We need to watch Low Life.
Mm-hmm.
Even my buddy Chris Marshall, he's usually here. Text me, he's like, "Bro, you got to watch Low Lives." So we got to watch this movie.
There's not enough time in the day.
Amazing, otherwise slow. Checking how much time is left. Mid. Yeah. We've been there with a couple movies to reduce exactly like the standing, hanging. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch Abigail too. Oh, but I do choose it over Immaculate. DeRay disagrees with me there.
I agree.
But I still feel I enjoyed it because The Omen is a movie I really enjoy. And again, Nicholas, it's not bad. It's just, like I said, it didn't hit the spot for me. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Baghead was okay, but I honestly forgot about it.
Yeah.
First Omen I love. Not perfect, but a solid horror of 2024. Intriguing plot, great acting, except for the little girl. Excellent music, great special effects. Yeah, I will say that the VFX in that movie were very good. Immaculate to me was a thirst trap for Euphoria fans. Some things that they didn't mention go hard enough in The Secret, Under the Convent. I wanted to see more. Yes, I would have loved to see more of that sci-fi element Under the Convent too. No, man, we're just glad you stopped in, man. Thank you for stopping in, man. I know you're on a way different time zone than us, so
yeah,
thanks you for
coming
even being
in.
here. Love the Sammy, those are fucking onions lines. Abigail, vampires and heist, great acting, fun. Matt, I can never say the name. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Abigail's my second favorite of the year. Going to get the Blu-ray tomorrow.
I loved the gore. It was funny. It was everything that I was looking for.
And Sydney Sweeney was fantastic. And
Immaculate.
Yeah, we need her in more horror. I agree. Bring her on.
I mean, she could be making her name for herself in horror.
Yep. Abigail's fun vampire movie. The duo felt pretty predictable. Catherine Newton has had a great year between Abigail and Lisa Frankenstein.
I love Catherine Newton.
So she's been in 2 of Ashley's favorites of the year.
Mhm.
So now we are up to May. You want to start us off on that one? May kind of went.
Yeah, so which I gave a 2 out of 5. This is another one. It's like I've seen this done and I've seen it done better. I thought that with the reading of the tarot cards and even like the backstory on some of like the little things that were on the tarot cards, like I thought that was creepy. But other than that, it's just like a bunch of stupid kids doing stupid shit and like running away when you shouldn't and just stuff, splitting up. Yeah, like just stupid stuff that you've seen a million times over and done better.
I gave this one a 1.5.
Yeah.
If I was 12 and this is one of the first horror movies I've seen, I would love this movie.
Yeah.
But we've seen it before. My daughter, who is 11, about to be 12, we took her to see it, and she loved it because she hasn't been, immersed. She's been
overexposed to these same horror movies over and over
and the same
again.
cliches that make you go, son of a bitch, like, what are you doing?
Why are you running away?
Why are you running?
Yes.
Why are you running?
Stop running.
So
stop splitting up.
Yeah.
Stop doing stupid teenage dumb shit that you know is going to get you killed.
So yeah, I gave it a 1.5. Ashley gave it a 2. Now we got The Strangers Chapter 1, which I gave a 2 out of 5.
I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. I felt like they didn't try.
Played it way too safe.
They didn't try to do something different, even a little bit. Like it was like watching The Other Strangers, but worse.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as good.
And we just had to rewatch it.
Yeah.
For our versus episode that we have coming out, where we verse the original versus the remake. And it wasn't much better on the second watch. Now again, I know they're handcuffed. I'm still very excited for The Strangers Chapter 2.
It could get better
because
with the other 2 chapters.
They had to make this movie the way they did. But they
could have taken.
I agree.
They could have taken the bones and
made it their own.
I
agree.
But they didn't.
They
played way too safe.
But
and we got almost
beat by beat.
Yeah, a replica of the
except
first
for
one.
Because you're here.
Oh, that did not. It
hit the same.
It makes me cringe.
Yeah.
Even watching it a couple of times, it doesn't hit the same.
But I think that they do have an ability to be completely original, obviously, with The Strangers Chapter 2 and Chapter 3.
Let's hope they do.
Yeah.
The other 2 chapters can either make it better or just the whole thing is just going to be poo-poo.
Yep. So we're hoping, still hopeful. Now the next one is the foreign film Property, which I gave a 1.75 out of 5. Ashley gave a 2 out of 5. This fucking movie.
Yeah.
Like, you talk about a great concept. The concept is so good. The ending is what made this.
The last, like, probably 10 minutes is really good.
Insane.
The little boy, that gets caught up in,
and then the car.
And then, like that.
The end of this movie, you're like, no
like,
way.
It made me anxious. It made me feel like I couldn't breathe. It, like, the claustrophobia, like, that ending was amazing, and that's why I gave it a 2 out of 5, is because of the ending. But other than that,
it would have been a half.
If
it wasn't for the ending of this movie, I would have gave it a half.
It wasn't.
But I'm telling you, the end of this movie was just like my jaw hit the floor at the end of this movie. Like, is this really the way they're going?
And this is the one where, like, you could hardly read the
Yes. That's the other bad part of this movie is, like, the subtitles were pure white, and a lot of this was done outside.
And it blurred in, and so
it was hard to follow
along for a lot of it.
But yeah, like I said, a lot of this movie, it just didn't do it for me at all.
No.
The ending. I don't want to spoil this ending for you guys, but holy shit, the ending of this movie, when I say it, I was
yes.
Like, that's really where we're going.
The ending, like, yeah, it's absolutely.
It's a home invasion movie that takes place inside of an armored car. That's about, it's just like, wow. We'll do our last one of May, and then we'll catch up on the chat, because this was my least favorite of the year. Now, this movie is very divisive. Very divisive.
I don't think that you put my number right.
For this one?
I don't think I gave it that.
Well, give it what you want to give it now because it's in a violent nature. I gave it 1 out of 5.
I think I had a 1.5 out of 5. Like a 1.5 out of 5.
Look.
I was fucking bored to tears, you guys. I was bored. I dozed off, like woke myself up a couple of times. I
felt like I was watching somebody play a video game.
Like we drove to go see this quite
like a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, like quite a ways, and I was super excited for it.
I
thought
don't
the
regret
concept
that.
of it.
I don't regret that because I do want to support indie horror, even if we didn't enjoy it as much.
We could have just waited until it came out on
we should have.
Shudder.
Yeah, we should have.
And we could have supported it then.
But again, like, and I'm so glad there's people that love this movie. Like, I really am. Like, I'm really glad there's people out there that like this movie.
I don't know. I just felt like
it wasn't for us.
I felt like as a slasher fan, like they were making fun of us.
That's what I felt like. I felt like it was like elevated horror fans making fun of slasher fans. Like, you guys are so stupid that you're gonna like this anyway. And
no, more like this is all you do, and you're not gonna like it because there isn't the anxiety and there isn't the score.
There's no suspense.
There's no suspense at all.
And I actually thought the last 10 minutes of In a Violent Nature was awesome. Like that last 10 minutes, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Here we go.
It's the only suspense.
I'm so ready.
It's the only suspense I felt through the entire film, but it was just okay. Yeah.
I like the end. I mean, so now we will catch up on the chat real quick. Where were we at? I felt the first Omen was a good watch. See, and that's what I love. I'm glad that there's people that even if I don't like something or I didn't like it as much, I'm glad there's people that love it. There, you'll never, ever, ever hear me say, do not watch this movie unless it's The Exorcist 2: The Heretic. Unless it's that. Any other movie, go watch for yourself, obviously. Bug. Oh. Speaking of which, Ashley and I, we're going to be filming some new trailer revisited episodes, so be ready for those coming up. Bug will be one of them. Yeah, May was not a fun month in horror for us.
Nope.
Don't forget Sydney Sweetie is Spider-Woman in black suit, not related to Venom. Not seen a lot of horror this year. Immaculate was messed up, but a great movie. Saw Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, vast improvement. We haven't seen Blood and Honey 2 yet. Have not seen it yet. Strangers Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time.
Yeah.
Hey, no, thank you for showing up, man. We gave you a big thank you at the beginning.
Yeah,
all our members, thank you. We love and appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I hope to see my family at Horror Hound. You know you're going to see us, Terry.
Yeah.
We love you too. We'll be at Horror Hound this year. Absolutely.
I gotta do some switcheroos, but
we will be there.
Yeah.
Lulu Wilson's going to be there. We're going to be there. I need to meet Lulu Wilson.
Yeah.
Like, she's a phenomenal young actress, and I would love to meet her. Mediocre movies I know will be garbage. Bear in mind, I'm a very casual horror fan. Maxine and Romulus I look forward to, which is fair. The Image of You, more of a psychological thriller. If you're a PLL fan, it's a must watch. Strangers Chapter 1, terrible and boring, 1.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Property. To protect herself from workers revolt on her family farm, Teresa locks herself in an armored car separated by a layer of glass. 2 universes will collide. The armor may not be enough. The armor's enough. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
Yeah, it is.
The armor?
In the car?
No, at the end it ain't.
Yeah, it is. The armor sticks together. That's why she's fucked.
Sorry, because of the chains.
And May in a Violent Nature, very experimental and great kills, but not rewatchable. 2.5. Tarot, perfect movie to play in the background as you scroll through social media. 0.5 out of 5. I will say, and it really does it bums me out because In a Violent Nature has probably my favorite kill in any horror movie ever. Ever. And I can't recommend it to people.
There is an over-the-top kill that is amazing.
Fucking great.
But again, I felt like they're like, you fuckers. This is what you're gonna come here for. The kills.
And they were right on that.
Yeah.
And that kill was oh my gosh, that was fucking nuts. That kill alone, I was just like,
yeah,
that was insane. But I still like my favorite kill ever of any horror movie. And I can't be like, dude, you need to go watch this movie. Obviously go watch the movie, but I can't just sit here and be like, hey, I love it.
Right.
Because I don't. I do not love the movie. Property sounds good, but what I hate more than a bad movie is a great premise done poorly. That's Property. Again, great premise. And there's a lot of the movie that has shining moments where you're like, ooh, this could go somewhere, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
What's up, Flicks? In a Violent Nature sucked ass. T. Parker's great at his ratings. Even though we don't agree on a lot of them, he stands by them, and I love it. Loved Low Life. We gotta watch this movie.
Yes. Tubi's awesome.
Oh, you guys drive 2 hours in A Violent Nature. I understand the beef you have with the film.
I was upset.
I really enjoyed In a Violent Nature. Granted, I did watch it at home with headphones, which I think made a big difference. That's true. I think this would be a fun movie to watch with headphones.
Really enhance the crunching of sticks and leaves.
Because In a Violent Nature is boring, as I see lots of people saying. Kind of actually, I still haven't seen it. Again, check it out for yourself. Like, the word kill alone is worth watching the film. Like, that kill is that good.
If you're watching it, just fast forward, and then
when you see a girl doing yoga, stop fast forwarding.
Yeah.
In a Violent Nature, Jason part whatever they're up to now. I like the analog aspect of horror, ASMR, but it's a little too derivative, including the bear talk. Yeah. Again, like, I felt like I was watching someone play the Jason video game, the Friday the 13th game.
Yeah.
A lot of the walking scenes from behind, I was like, wow, this feels like a video game. And I was telling her that while we're watching it. And then we go and we look at a lot of reviews, because we don't ever watch reviews of these films that our friends do. We never watch reviews until we've seen a film, because we don't want our friends' opinions to sway us, good or bad. And a lot of our friends felt the same way. They were like, man, there's a lot. I felt like I was watching a video game. I was like, wow, at least we weren't alone in the way that we felt for that.
I just felt tired.
There you go. Let us know what you think, Raymond. I love how the killer walks with SpongeBob sound effects. Blood and Honey 2 is not a great movie, but it has a clever way of explaining how the animals. And again, I have a lot of friends that worked on this movie.
Yeah.
So I want to see it. It's just we haven't had the ability to check it out yet. So Matt Leslie,
they took the advice of the people that didn't really care for the first one, and
like I said, we have friends that worked on this film.
Yeah. And
so we want to watch it. We want to support it. I would have beef with In a Violent Nature if I drove only 5 minutes to see it. I love it.
This is true.
I saw an underwater shark movie called No Way Up. I have not seen that yet. Rewatched Little Giants on Tubi. Yeah, 10-year-old me hates adult me for not liking the movie. I love Little Giants. Movie. Love it so much. All right, guys, we are up now to June. Another movie that I would say was a big disappointment for us is The Watchers. At least for me. Ashley ranked this a little higher than me. I gave this a 2.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Again,
performances were great.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more, and I felt like Ishana Shyamalan really just stuck to her dad's formula, to M. Night's formula in this. If this is your first movie, you're gonna be a fantastic superstar. You're gonna do great things in the world of filmmaking, but I hope that she goes with more of an original style. Yeah. If you would have told me this was an M. Night film, I would have believed you.
I mean, he was a producer on it.
I get that, but I was hoping that we could see more of what she...
But I mean, that's what she grew up on, and that's the mind that she picks.
Again, like I said, if this is your first movie you've ever done, you have a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah.
Obviously, Georgina Campbell, Dakota Fanning.
I love Georgina. And I thought it was a cool concept.
Kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
guess what I didn't like about it?
The ending.
It fell apart in the third act for me. But I've seen worse films. You know, again, I don't have any desire to rewatch it. But I didn't hate it. You know, there's a lot of different plot holes where another movie where you could definitely sit around and poke holes like this doesn't make sense if you look into it too much. And watching Georgina Campbell make stupid character decisions, I'm like, no, not you. You're smart. You're better than this. I've seen you in Lovely, Dark, and Deep. I've seen you in Barbarian. You're better than this. Don't do that. So yeah, I gave Watchers a 2.5 out of 5. You gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Now we have The Moor, which is not available in the US yet. I loved it. I gave this a 4 out of 5. Very, very dark film.
It's very dark. And this is another one that you could, if you think about
you could definitely poke holes in.
There's a lot of holes that you can poke through this movie. So I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Because of that. Like, I guess I had a lot of questions, and I felt like, well, why would this happen, or why would he do this, or yeah.
There's definitely, again, This is a movie that if you go into it, we kind of did in our review of the more, we kind of did a review / ending explained for what we thought. Little shout out to Found Flicks.
What we thought was
What
actually
we
going
feel
on.
like the ending was.
Yeah. We were kind of close, but a little bit different on what we felt was going on in there.
It's a movie that I strongly recommend checking out.
Yeah.
This may be, like I said, my second favorite film of the year behind Abigail.
There's a lot of like real life stuff that they throw into it that I thought made it more scary.
Yes, very real life horror.
Yeah, real life, absolutely. You have like they put in clips of like people on the news from when this abduction type thing happened.
Yeah, so pretty much about the more this girl and her friend's dad are trying to find her friend after he's been abducted.
25
and now
years.
25 years later, that guy's about to get out of prison.
Yeah.
That abducted the kids. And I think he had 5 total victims in this.
But they could only put him away for one child, so that's why he only got 25 years. So they're trying to find
the remains,
the rest of these kids, so that he stays in prison. And the way that they find it and stuff like that, it just if
you go into it watching it as like a linear experience of just watching from beginning to end, you're going to have a great time.
Just don't think too much.
If you overthink it, you're going to poke every hole possible in the story.
Yeah, but like we talked about, the real life horror of it really did make it scary.
Yes, absolutely. And then, well, before we get into July, because we got 2 July movies to talk about, let's catch up on the chat real quick. I was actually kind of pissed when I saw The Watchers. There are so many plot holes.
Yeah.
Not this year, but I saw The Dead Don't Die this past weekend and had a lot of fun. Laughed a lot.
What the hell was it? A wild animal? Several wild animals?
What the heck was it? A wild animal? Several wild animals?
That's exactly what I said.
Was it a wild animal? Or several wild animals?
I love The Dead Don't Die. Again, up until...
Such a weird movie, but the ending is batshit crazy.
Yeah. The Watchers is another great premise, poorly done. Too many symbolisms that did not tie together. Great mood and style, though. I always love Olin Fierce. She was great in All You Need Is Death. Isn't she, wasn't she also in Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Tarot? Is it that actress? I'm gonna try. I don't know if I fall asleep to Skin of a Rink. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not for everybody. What's up, Ashton?
Hey, Ashton.
What's up, Del?
Hey, Del.
How you doing?
What's up?
What's up? I'm always on M. Night Shyamalan fan. I always find something to like his films. You have to get yourself into it. I'm very excited for Trap.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen, he released an interview today saying the trailer is being played out exactly the way I wanted it to. I didn't give away anything in the trailer.
It's a trap. I feel like
the trailer's a trap.
Yeah, there's going to be a different twist. Like, he's not just going to give away his twist.
No, and he says, look it up, guys, if you haven't. I just read this interview a couple hours ago.
I got you guys.
I got
right
you.
Where
essentially,
I want you.
that's what he's saying. Yes. He's like, trust me, I did not give away a twist. There is a twist. I didn't give it away. So I'm very excited to see what direction
I'm excited too, especially after hearing that. Like,
well, they just released the second trailer for it. We just saw it yesterday when we saw Maxine. And there's definitely a lot more cat and mouse stuff between him and the cops. You know, like that. It's going to be fun. It looks like it's going to be more like a psychological action movie, but I'm super stoked for it. And
psychological horror is like my favorite genre of horror. So
Blood and Honey 2 by Terrifier 2. I had a lot of fun with it and want to own it on Blu-ray. The Watchers, well made and acted, but the twist I didn't see coming. 3.5 out of 5. We got to see Blood and Honey 2. When it comes out, we'll be getting it.
Yeah.
We have not seen day 1 yet. What an emotional movie, and if you didn't feel anything, you're a robot. 4.5 out of 5. I saw the TV glow, not a horror film, but more of a coming of age story. We have that.
Yeah,
we have it ready to watch it.
We just haven't had the chance to watch it
yet. We have the screener. We just haven't had the time to watch it, so we need to check out. I saw the TV glow.
Yeah.
Haven't seen The Watchers yet. Just saw Late Night with the Devil and had a good time with it. Glad you did.
Awesome.
Watched A Quiet Place day 1 last night. I enjoyed it. We need to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's her. Okay. Carbonite, we did give you a big thank you at the beginning too. Thank you for being a member, my friend. We appreciate you.
We do.
She is a very good-looking older actress. Like she's a very, very beautiful woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, we're going to talk about Maxine. Now, when I put up, I don't have the Maxine one.
Are you gonna spoil stuff?
No, but when I do this, we're done talking about Maxine. Oh, wait, hold on. A Quiet Place Day One legitimately hit my feels. Heck, I didn't cry at the first movie, but this movie, yes. Wow.
Oh man, are you sure you want to watch it?
Well, I
If you
wanna
didn't
wait.
cry at the first one,
Yeah,
you definitely did.
me too. All right, so we're gonna talk about Maxine, guys. We're not gonna spoil it, but what I'm gonna say, I gave this movie a 4.5 or a 4 out of 5.
I also gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yep, good call, Del. Thank you, buddy.
The positives, obviously,
The acting.
the acting.
Kevin Bacon steals every scene he's in.
Kevin Bacon is very creepy, very yeah, he played his character very well.
I hate the twist in this movie.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
The ending fell short. I knew as soon as I seen what was happening that I knew he was gonna hate it. I knew it, and I was just like, really?
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed at the end of this movie.
I love the 80s feel.
See, now here's where Ash and I disagree.
I love the 80s
and
feel.
again, our review will be out tomorrow. I thought they leaned way too hard on the 80s aesthetic. Now, you can make a movie in the 80s and not be like Summer of 84. You're not seeing commercials about 80s movies. You're not seeing all this different stuff happening. But when
they even put a shout out to a movie that was made in the 80s, and I thought that was really cool.
But again, it's just like it was so over reliant on the 80s feel that they put so much 80s into it. I did not like the twist reveal. And T. Parker, we'll talk about this later on this evening. Some of the practical effects were great. Some of the kills were great.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we could have got more on-screen kills.
There was just some things were just, when you figure out what's happening, just seems really disturbing.
Very disturbing. But it is a ball-kicking good time. So Maxine is definitely, definitely, it's worth the, again, with the criticisms I just gave you guys, I still gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I had such a good time.
It's probably my second favorite in the.
It is my second favorite for me. I don't want to say because we're going to do our trilogy ranking during our review, but there was moments in this movie where I caught myself just smiling. Like I was just smiling because I was like, wow, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah. Like
this is so cool. So, but again, I'm glad it worked for you, T. Parker. It did not work for me. I was fucking livid. I was like, are we kidding?
Just
right
the ending,
now?
but everything else I thought was really
good. And the way that the ending ends up playing out, divine intervention. I thought that was cool. But the rest of it, I was just like, no, I did not like that. Did not like that. But there's one more movie we've seen this year, and we just finished it today, and that is Sting. I was so surprised at how much I like this movie.
Me too, especially with it being like a spider type.
It's not a spoiler. It's an alien spider. If you see the trailer, you know it's an alien spider.
And that's usually not my thing. Like I'm usually like arachnophobe, like stuff like that. Like it gives me like the EBGBs, and usually I'm not really into it. But this movie I really enjoyed. I really liked the family. I thought the little girl that plays Charlotte, I thought she's a fantastic little actress.
That fucking family dynamic was perfectly done.
Yes.
Perfectly done. This, when it comes to the family aspect of movies, I think that it was perfectly done.
Yeah. Like I don't know what's happening with like kids nowadays, but like they're actors. Like this little girl was really good.
And I got to give a huge shout out to Sting because a lot of it was done with a real spider and B, practical spider puppets.
Mm-hmm.
And watching how they did the stuff with the spider puppets, and
it was cool.
They use very little
And
special effects, very little VFX. It was all practical.
mhm.
And the spider was so fucking dope looking.
And there's parts that did give me the EBGBs.
Oh, the woman in her apartment.
Yes. Ugh.
Like, oh, it's so good.
Like I do not like spiders at
This
all.
gave
like,
me.
I would have stepped on that spider like days before.
Sting gave me a 80s creature feature vibe the whole time.
Yeah.
We have not seen Infected yet, or Infested. We have not seen that one yet.
Ugh.
But we need to.
I don't know.
Like I said, with this one, with Sting, I felt like I was watching something ripped right out of like a Gremlins or Arachnophobia or Critters. Like, I felt like I was watching that type of movie, and a lot of the practical effects and the kills and the after part of the kills are so
like the way
so
like
good.
after the spider gets a hold of stuff, like how it looks. Yeah. It's like terrifying. Like, what the hell? What is this?
So you guys definitely check out Sting. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I was actually surprised. I went into this, I had zero expectations for this movie because, like I said, I've never really liked like spider type horror or like, I don't know, like space, like alien type stuff. Like, that's never been like my favorite type of horror at all.
So yeah, I might up my ranking of Sting. Like, the more I think about that movie, it's one of those movies like we just finished it like a couple hours ago
today. Yeah.
And like I still keep thinking back to certain parts and I'm just like, the way that,
like, when you can feel like a certain, like when he says certain things and you're like, oh, you fucked up there. Like you feel like you're rooting for him to like be that figure that he needs to be. And like, it's just
you've grown
such
that
a
attachment to
them.
like
you feel for them and you don't want any of that, like that family to die. Like they,
Wait, spiders don't have vocal cords?
Yeah.
Like,
that creepy dude.
Yeah. So what did we rate Maxine out of 5? We both gave it a 4 out of 5, Nathan.
4.
Again, might have been a 5 out of 5 if it had a different third act for me.
Yeah.
I was very bummed with the third act, but we're gonna catch up on the chat real quick. I haven't seen Maxine yet. That we didn't want to spoil it for you guys. Our review is going to be a spoiler review tomorrow, so if you haven't seen it, don't watch. You should go into this movie blind.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil the reveal for anybody. That way you can gauge your own opinion on it. Because if you watch me, you might be like, oh well, maybe I burrow into your head a little bit, kind of like my, people I'm a fan of do for me.
Yeah.
Again, like, I know people that love the movie. I know people that hated the movie, and I haven't even got to watch Cody's review of it yet because I just seen it last night and I worked today and I want to know what he thought of it. So very excited to see what other people think. Candyland, have not seen that. Late Night with the Devil Took Me Back again. So David Dastmalchian played that role so well. Go back, you get both done talking about Maxine.
Oh, you're supposed to do that a while ago.
I got a Scream theory for you guys that makes sense. I think the real reason why Stumacher is the way he is because he never got attention from his mom and dad. I believe that.
Could be.
Totally believe that.
Yeah.
My mom did cry at the first Quiet Place. Oh, me too.
I've always loved you. Yeah.
That was rough. I just watched Axel F for last night. I wasn't let down. I need to watch this because I love Beverly Hills Cop. Detroit, so I got to watch it. My favorite horror film of the year so far, my second favorite in the trilogy, right behind Pearl. I don't understand the criticisms. Like I said, we'll have a deep talk about it. I'm excited to see it. I want to see Maxine. Saw X and loved it. Didn't see Pearl. I know the general consensus is at the bottom of most people in the trilogy. It's second for me. That's what I'll say. But all the movies in this trilogy, I think, are great.
Yeah, there's not a bad movie in the trilogy.
No, I don't think so.
No.
In the trilogy ranking, mine goes 3.5, 4, 4.5. So I mean, there's not a bad ranking in it. Maxine, 3 out of 5 for me, solid, but it didn't take enough risk. The whodunit is uneventful. The commentary on Hollywood is superficial and it's thematically incoherent. I did think part of the review, I'm not going to get to, but there's a lot of very on the nose political things they talk about in the Hollywood aspect of it. It's like, that's pretty on the nose there, guy.
Yeah.
Thanks for the Dark and the Wicked recommendation. Love to see you love it.
Awesome.
Oh, it makes me happy. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
Davey?
Davey.
I hope your week is off to a kick-ass start, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, it's Monday, huh?
do you think you could watch the 3 movies by the timeline of the stories? Or would you have to watch them X, Pearl, and Maxine? If I was going to watch them, I would watch Pearl X Maxine. I would love, once this comes out, 4K, Blu-ray, whatever they do, we should have a night and just watch Pearl X Maxine right in chronological order. I think it would be a lot of fun to watch all 3 right in order. I want to watch Maxine again. Like I said, the kills are great. I wish we could have got more on screen than we did, because the ones that were on screen were so damn good.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more of those. Speaking of Sting, did you see Infested? No, we did not. We need to. Infested and what was the other one we were just talking about? I don't have my pen, so I can't write anything down. The Tubi original.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let me know in the comments, guys, because is there a marker up there? I want to write these down. I saw Sting. Oh, yes. I would have loved to have seen that in the theater. Based on the movie's released this far this year, which year do you think would be better for the horror film? Oh, 2023. I don't think there's a chance. Or wait. I'm thinking 2022. 2022 was the best year. I don't know, because we still got some great movies it looks like that are coming out. Trap. I think Heretic's going to be pretty good. Alien Romulus, I think, looks super good.
I don't think you can say it until 2024 is over. We got to see what else comes out, I think.
Croast Malone is still coming out.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
We don't know if we're going to get it this
date,
year or
they've
not.
taken the date off it, so.
Yeah.
What was the one? Infested. So Infested, there's another one. I'll go through the chat if we can't remember. What's up, Gory Tiger?
Hey, Gory.
How you doing? 3 spider movies for 2024. Madam Web, Sting, and Infested.
Yeah, too many.
Sting is not a movie for me. I'm terrified of spiders. I can't even watch a scene with a giant spider. Oh, yeah, then this is definitely not the movie for you. Stop motion, The Coffee Table, In a Violent Nature, and I Saw the TV Glow. The Coffee Table. I have not... People have told me about it. This marker doesn't even work. Somebody just asked me before this, have we seen The Coffee Table yet? I want to say it was Monty. Horror Miser. But I got to check it out. Yes, that's another one I'm very excited for. And I will tell you this. I'm not telling you to watch a trailer, T. Parker. We did watch the trailer for our trailer reaction. I still don't know what the fuck's happening in this movie. No. One of my favorite trailers of the year. So, us too. Drum Dumps was disappointed on his non-spoiler review, so I'm kind of scared. Again, the ending for me is what threw it off. Love Lies Bleeding is a good movie, but the ending will confuse you. I have not seen that one yet either. Wait, is that the one that someone got caught beating off into the Detroit movie theater too?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Dumbasses. Oh my gosh. Oh, Quiet Place 1. Me too.
Sad.
I wish the monster would talk a bit more. Me too. Hey, we'll be meeting him at Horror Hound.
Yeah.
Dylan Spruce will be there. Or Cole. Maybe Dylan or Cole, one of the two, whichever one it is. That would be sick. The whole 3-pack.
Yeah.
They played the trailer when I was watching Maxine, but I completely zoned out and scrolled through my phone. I still don't know what it's about. Yeah, that's what, Low Lifes. That's it. I need a marker that works. Okay, so we got Infested, Low Lifes,
and Coffee
the
Table.
Coffee Table. Because we have I Saw the TV Glow.
Yeah, we just have to find the time
to watch it. Thank you guys for those. Yes. Can't wait. No, we haven't even started.
I keep trying to get him to watch it, and he never.
We just don't have time. Beating up in a theater. I thought Paul Rubens passed away. Yeah, it happened. I want to say
I'm sure it happens all the time.
I want to say it was Detroit. Let me double check though.
Of course it was Detroit.
No, I mean I'm pretty sure it was Love Lies Bleeding.
In Detroit?
Yeah.
Making these Detroitians look bad.
Was passed out inside one of the movie theaters. The male was subsequently taken into custody by officers for possession of narcotics, indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest during the Love Lies Bleeding screening in Detroit. We can never win. Detroit, we could just never win. Cuckoo's coming out too. Yes. That was Sean Chandler said that was really good. Sean said Cuckoo was really, really good.
Yeah.
So very excited for that.
It looks crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. Like I said, sometimes we'll do a trailer 2 and a trailer 3 reaction. Not for that one. Just like Cuckoo. I want to go into Cuckoo completely unspoiled. I want to go into Long Legs the same way. Once again, guys, all our members, we want to say thank you guys so much for being members of Sledgehammer Horror. We have 3 conventions coming up, and as soon as we can talk about the Chicago one, we will, I promise. We want you guys to be there. We want you guys to come out and listen. We're going to be on a panel.
Did we finish our last one?
Yeah. The last one was Sting.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, we're going to be on a panel talking about horror. And I really hope that, you guys can either make it out to Kentucky, New Jersey, or Chicago. We'd love to be able to meet you guys. It would be an honor just to shake your guys' hands and, get to put a face to the names, and be able to spend a little bit of time with you guys. So as soon as we can reveal what we're doing in Chicago, which we're very excited about, we will let you guys know. So all the members, all you guys that watch, that like, that subscribe, that hit that thumbs up button, that help us get pushed out into the algorithm, it helps more than you know. So please, if you can become a member, please do. If you have friends, let them know, hey, go check out Sledgehammer Horror. They're super awesome, and they love you, and I love you. And so you should love each other and check each other out.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys so much. We will be back again live a week from today with the awesome T. Parker, the amazing Cody Leach, ranking the Ghostface killers from each Scream movie team, who we think is the best, who we think is the worst, and why. So thank you guys. We can't wait to see you next week. But until then, keep talking horror.
Say who you are.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.